Hi, this is Jay Guinan with TechRep. We're a value-added distributor for Milestone Systems VMS products. We want to talk about one of the third-party partners that we are the current U.S. distribution for, called Facit Data Systems. They're a leader in the video redaction software platforms in both live and export within the Milestone system architecture. But today we're going to talk about their Smart Count occupancy software feature for people counting. This is a new feature that's added directly into the Milestone ecosystem and runs directly through your Milestone Smart Client viewing machine. Basically, what you're looking at is a very simple smart client, and you'll see it's very typical. We have a hallway camera up here now that I've hijacked for this demo. But you'll see now we have a new tab here called Smart Count. And the Smart Count tab will be added during your typical installation of the Facit Data System plugin. So the people counting plugin would show up and you would add it directly into your smart client viewing station, and that station would become a full-fledged people counting machine. As far as hardware goes, typical smart client machine will be more than sufficient to handle a handful of cameras for counting. If you're going to be doing a large deployment, you'll need a separate server specifically for that application. But for the typical user, we're going to be able to use the standard machine. I'm going to open up Smart Count. A couple things you want to see here. We'll start with licensing. Very, very simple. You're going to get licensing from the factory. You're going to import it into here. You'll save it, and then that'll set up your system. Nothing magic here. In regards to the setup, though, in the setup, you have the ability, you'll see this camera tree over here. In this camera tree, you can now add any camera from the Milestone Systems server that you're connected to through the smart client and make that part of the counting application. If I've currently got a hallway camera that I've named, I can add a new camera. I can give it its own name. I can then open up any of the smart client cameras I'm connected to through that server. So I can pick any new camera and add it through Milestone. Very, very simple, right? I have some items here. You'll see that we have a directional bar here. This is what we will use to set up the counting process. The tab on the top says that I'm coming from somewhere and going into. So this is the into side, and that is the out to side. Okay, so right now it kind of giving some real-time data set. I've got 9 people have come in and 6 people went out, so that means I have an occupancy of 3, right? 9 minus 6 is 3. But anyway, unidirection. I can use the unidirection feature if I only want to count in or I only want to count out. I can set this for that, but typically we're not using that. The debug feature I have on, but I'm not going to use it. The debug feature will actually set up motion blocks around all of the areas that are moving so that you can make sure that you're identifying the right targets that are going to go through your area of interest, okay? The GDPR compliance is necessary for Facit because they're a European company. We don't really need it here in the US at the moment, but what that actually does is it redacts the live data so that you cannot see or make out the person that's going through the area that you're setting up for counting. It blurs them out, okay? So if you want it, you can use it, but it's not required. And then essentially you would hit save. You can move this information anywhere you want. We can grab it. We can rotate it by grabbing the item. We can make it bigger. We can make it smaller. I mean, you have a lot of options here that you can do to create your area of interest, okay? Very, very simple. Once you're done doing everything, you'll hit save. I'm not going to save it because I don't want to change it. You're now going to have in your live or dashboard arena, this is going to give you the real-time information based on what's going on in your system. So in this particular system, we have one camera set up. We have the date. We have our hours of operation. So we're opening at 8. We close at 5. And this kind of gives us the details for the day. It says so far today we've had 9 people come in. We've had 6 people go out. We have an occupancy of 3. Okay? Very, very simple. If I had multiple cameras, we would have multiple information here. All right? In regards to reporting, the reporting is another feature your customers are going to ask for. The reporting feature allows them to create reports based on dates, based on weeks, based on hours, to give them real-time information on who came in and who left based on the information they're looking for. Very, very simple stuff, very accurate, right? We're looking at most deployments over a 95% to 98% accuracy on the people counter. All right, so let's go back to the live, and we have 9 people in, 6 people out. We have an occupancy of 3. I'm going to go back to the item that I showed you earlier, which was the heads-up display. Now, this is a feature that's built into the Facit Data System program. This is a very simple solution that allows you to create a view that tells either your patron, end user, your customer, exactly what's going on in the system without having to get into the smart client at all. So we're going to set this up very simply. This could be displayed. So think of it this way. Our retail partners that are using this actively are using it in such a manner that they create rules in regards to how many people can be in an area. That rule is, when that rule has been met, essentially it'll tell you to stop. You can't enter the area any further. They've gone further than that and actually tied that output from the Facit data alarm to the electrical input on the door and stops the door from actually opening during that period of time when it's in a stop mode. But I'm going to demonstrate it for you. Very simple. Anyone can do this. We hit the settings page. We change the user. Okay. I now have a maximum occupancy of 3. Well, if I change that occupancy to, say, 5, and I tell it I have 3 people in the office, you'll now see that it's gone to green. Why? Well, because I only have 3 people in the space, but it said, but I have a maximum occupancy of 5. So until I reach 5, it will stay green, and it will continue to display the green sign to all of those trying to enter our facility. It'll tell them you can enter now. And this is purely programmable. You can make any sign you want with any jargon that you're looking for. You can add audio. There's all kinds of things you can do, but this is just a basic to show you the demonstration. This icon here can be put anywhere you want in here. I typically look at it as a window like this, so it's here, and it tells me I currently have 3 people inside, right? If I change that to, say, 5, let's say I have 5 people inside, it's now telling me I have a total occupancy of 5. I'm in red because I cannot accept any more people in here until someone leaves, and it will continue to do this all through the day. So that's the generic overview of the new Facit Data Systems People Counter occupancy software that is fully integrated into the Milestone system product. If you should have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will try to help you in any way that we can. Have a nice day.